We're here at the site where it all began on October 7th, the grounds of the Nova Music Festival. Here, Hamas infiltrated Israel and immediately began killing hundreds of young, innocent, and unarmed Israelis. On these very grounds, there have been recounted stories of heroism and bravery in the face of certain death. Over the next hour, we're hearing stories of people who sacrificed themselves for the lives of people they have never met. People of every religious faith were killed here. And we're here from the parents of deceased heroes, from heroes themselves, and from hostages who survived inhumane conditions, some for nearly 500 days in pitch-dark tunnels. IDF soldiers who risked it all to save their fellow countrymen. As a result of this awful day, people are still trying to heal, as we all are, from our tragedies and our chaos and our emotional trauma. I'm Armstrong Williams.
בת זקונים שלי, הבת הקטנה, הייתה בת 34.
He lost his daughter. Let me just point out, this is his daughter here.
Yeah.
He lost his daughter and he wears an image on his arm. I want to point out his daughter to you here. She was a police officer at the Nova party. And shortly after she arrived, the missile attack began, and minutes later, terrorists invaded the party ground, and she had the option to leave, but she chose to stay. She chose to stay.
היא נשארה פה בשביל לעזור לפנות את המבלים, ונשארה פה לעד. פה זה המקום שלנו.
Well, she sent farewell messages in the family WhatsApp group saying that she loved everyone.
כשזה קרה, אני לא הייתי בארץ. הייתי ברודוס. שוחחתי איתה בטלפון פעמיים, ואז הבנתי שיש פה, ברקע שמעתי את היריות. בשעה 3:30 הייתי כבר ליד מושב שובה. אני מגיע לפני הצבא לכאן, והתחלתי לחפש אותה בין הפצועים וההרוגים שהיו שם, ואנחנו קיבלנו את הידיעה אחרי 6 ימים. נהרגה פה בנובה. זה היה שותף שלה. הם היו ביחד, הוא נפצע קודם, היא נתנה לו את האקדח שלה, יגן על עצמו, והוא ביקש ממנה להסתתר, נמצא מחסה. ואת האקדח מצאו בבארי על מחבל. השיחה האחרונה שלנו אמרה, אבא זהו הם לידי. אבא הם לידי. סגרה לי את הטלפון. זה המשפט האחרון ששמעתי. יש אחד ביום של ההלוויה, הוא אמר, אני חייב לספר לכם שהיא הצילה אותי. איפה היית? היא שואלת אותי. העיניים שואלות, איפה היית?
אתה בא כל בוקר?
כל יום, לנפש. ועדיין מחפשים תשובות. מחפשים תשובות ואין תשובות. אני חש את המקום הזה, זה פרידה האחרונה שלנו ממנו. אז אנחנו מחפשים פה. באים לפה, זה עושה לי נחת שאני פה.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
תודה רבה.
Thank you very much.
On October 7th, around 200 terrorists penetrated our kibbutz very early in the morning. During this time, the only protection we had was our first response team who went out to fight, to protect their families. They are supposed to hold for a while until the IDF arrives.
But they're overwhelmed.
They were overwhelmed. They fought for more than 2 hours. Some of them made it back home. Some of them lost their lives in that battle, and they will always be the heroes who fought to save my life. Out of the 400 people who lived there, 41 were murdered on the spot, 76 were kidnapped, taken hostages, and on October 30, the last hostage from our community returned to be buried in Iroz.
You don't feel anger and madness when you talk about it?
I learned in the past year and a half, sharing my story with...
Heals you.
Heals me. Yeah, that's my therapy. I'm trying to do as much as I can to let as many people as possible know my story in first hand. And I do want you to see, while we are walking, how beautiful this place is. The green gardens, thousands of trees, everything is blooming.
Beautiful.
And one of the hardest things in this kibbutz is the dissonance between the outside, but all the atrocities, everything that happened there, almost everything happened inside the houses. And the houses are destroyed. Like almost each and every house has those flags on it, who marks houses that people were taking hostages.
Do the kids ever talk about what happened?
Always. The kids talk about it a lot because it's part of their lives now, you know. They lost their grandfather, they lost their uncle who were murdered. just 300 meters from here, in their home. They lost friends. It's their lives now. We decided that us as a family, we can't make it back here at the moment. We don't feel that it will be the good thing for our children. We're trying to stay together as a community, but to find a different location to live in. My home is the second one here.
Let's go.
Let's go inside.
Yes.
I just want to say before we come in.
It's totally destroyed.
Yes, it is. I just want to say one thing before we come in. My neighbor Tamir, he was one of the men who went out to fight, and he paid with his life trying to protect us. Tamir and Dolev and Daviv and Ravid, those men who went out to fight and died trying to save me and my family. So I will always remember it, and I will always be grateful. And
Oh my goodness. All this by Hamas?
all this by Hamas.
What are they doing here?
Spilled the gasoline and lit it up.
They lit it up. They blew the place up.
So each and every house in our community has the shelter, the safe room, to protect you from rocket attacks. We learned on the hard way with many of our friends that the doors are not bulletproof. You can shoot through those doors. Many people were wounded or even murdered because of the shots through the doors. And the second thing is that you can lock the door from the inside, but it can be opened from the outside because it's meant for rescue teams to arrive. So I can go inside, close the door, and lock myself in, okay? But the first man who arrives from the outside can do that and open the door. We were very lucky, and we had a deadbolt on the door. My wife bought it a few years ago, and the first time we ever used it was on October 7th in the morning. And that thing saved my life and my family's life.
So how long were you in the bomb shelter?
So we got in here at 6:30 in the morning with the first alarm. By 7, more or less, we already understood that the kibbutz was infiltrated by the terrorists, that they are inside the kibbutz. Friends of us reported that they see them walking by around the kibbutz.
Can you go inside?
Yeah, of course.
I like to see the bomb
Of
shelter.
course.
Oh, wow.
Because we had 15 seconds to protect ourselves, so that's the kids' bedroom, that's where the kids are sleeping.
What was it like being inside this bomb
So
shelter?
imagine that the door is closed, we have no electricity, they destroyed the generators. So we stayed here,
Oh my goodness.
and we've been here, as I said, since 6:30.
So what was it like hearing them outside trying to get in?
You know, at the beginning, you convince yourself it's not happening. It's like you hear the gunfire from distance in the kibbutz, and you say, it's probably by the border. It's not here. You try to convince yourself, but your mind knows what's happening, and your heart refuses to believe it. As the time passes by, the sounds, the noises got very closer to us. You could hear on this little road behind us, you can hear the trucks, the pickups, you can hear the motorcycles, you could hear people running and yelling, and the worst thing was that we heard a very loud Arabic music played. As if they felt like we won, we can do whatever we want. Partying, playing music. Celebrating, yeah. And we understood that it's here. You know, it's outside our house. It's a matter of time until they get to us. You know, friends living nearby reported that they are in their houses. So we had to make a very big decision. What do? We didn't speak. We just looked at each other's eyes, me and my wife, and we looked at that lock, and we said, that's our savior. And we said, let's be with the kids. My wife took my daughter to the top bunk bed, covered under the blankets, quietly. My wife, as I said, she's a therapist. She's been working with kids. She tried to explain to her what to do, how to behave in case they get to us, what to say, what not to say. She was older, she was 7.5. And I took my son, he was only 4, almost 4 back then, and I took him to his bed, and I just laid on top of him, covering him with my body, and my only thought was, they're gonna shoot through the door, so let them hit me and not him, so we can survive. The kids were very quiet, as if they understood the situation. They had no water since the last night, they had no food, and they didn't ask for nothing, they just kept quiet. And the time passes until 10 and 2 minutes. And in that second, I heard people running here, and I heard them yelling in Arabic. There are people inside. They understood that we hide there, and the second after you heard them yelling, you heard the handle going down. And that was the moment that I was sure that our life ended. And I held my son strong, and they couldn't open the door. They tried and it didn't open because of the lock. And they started pulling the door back and forward, up and down, left and right, trying to tear it from its place. And they were banging on it, you know, like with the palms, like very aggressively, and kicking the door. And they were yelling to us. They spoke English and Hebrew. open the door. If you come out, we will not kill you. If you will not come out, we'll blow up the house. And we kept it quiet. We didn't reply. We didn't answer. We didn't say nothing. The kids were completely quiet. And the situation lasted for 30 minutes, while you could hear them destroying the house and yelling at us to come out. We just said goodbye to each other, understanding that it will take as long as it takes, but our life are ending.
So you actually thought they could penetrate that door?
Yeah. I didn't believe it will hold. And I said goodbye to my wife. I apologized for the kids quietly that I couldn't protect them on real time, because I was sure they're gonna get in and kill us. It's a matter of minutes. And at 10:30, they just left, gone, completely quiet. This time only for 4 or 5 minutes, and then we could hear them spilling liquids, probably gasoline, and you could immediately hear the flames behind the door. And we understand that our battle changed from how they do not enter the room to how we survive in a fire that we are locked in this closed room. The smoke started penetrating, and what do? We understood that we have to go down to the floor because the smoke goes up, you have to go down. We covered the kids' faces with pieces of clothes from the closet and just laid by the window. I took my phone and I called the fire department. Send jets, spill water all over this kibbutz. I heard the woman on the other side, she was crying on the phone, and she told me, I'm sorry, we cannot make it. You have to find a way. And during this time, my kids, they were inhaling the smoke, and we decided that we have to do something. Let's open a crack in the window, get some oxygen in. Maybe they see us and come to kill us. Maybe they won't see us, but it's better than waiting for a certain death. We opened the small crack in that window, just like 2 inches maybe. You can see my fingerprints. It was covered in ashes, and my black fingerprints are still on that wall over there. At 1:45, I heard people walking outside my window, and I heard people yelling in Hebrew. And I realized that these are Israeli soldiers. So I felt that we were safe. So I started yelling outside, we are here, come to save us, please. And they told us, close the window and wait. Until another group of soldiers came to rescue us at 3 p.m. One story of way too many, 9 hours here that are happened in way too many houses, but I'm lucky to survive and share this with people like you.
The story's just
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening.
I feel like I was there. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you. And welcome to the Armstrong Williams Show. Eli Sharabi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
What gives your life purpose now?
First of all, to respect the memory of my wife and my daughters and my brother Yossi, just doing good in the world. I love life, so I want to rebuild my life.
Have you lost or gained more faith in God?
I think my faith in God becomes stronger on the day they kidnapped me on October 7 and pushed me into the car. I believe somebody or something protect me in captivity. It was more than 10 times I could find my death in Gaza. I feel grateful.
Exactly who is Hamas?
Wow, Hamas is the most brutal and cruel people I've ever met. People that justify murdering my wife and my daughters in their home when they've been with their British passports in their hands. They don't have any boundaries. And it's not really about Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's just about murdering people. In any conversation I had with them, they kept saying two things. First of all, they will come back to Israel as much as they need to kill us all, the Israelis and the Jews. And the second thing, after they finish with us, they come to UK and France and Germany and US because all the world should be Muslims and the only religion in the world is Islam.
Did you see any humanity?
You know, in 491 days, it was very little. As hostages, we were an asset for them to get their prisoners back. Only that. Otherwise, they would murder us in a second. First of all, an iron chain on our legs. That was for 485 days.
A chain for
485 days. And we were starved on purpose for the last 6 months. My weight on October 7, 23 was more than 70 kilos. 16 months later, I was less than 44 kilos, a bowl of pasta a day. In the meantime, they've eaten 5 times a day. We've seen dozens of boxes of the humanitarian aid coming into the tunnel, 50 meters underground. They actually stole this food from their own population.
the showering and using the bathroom. Talk about the real things that human beings have to endure in captivity.
First of all, 50 meters underground, most of the time it's dark. You get shower every 6 weeks with half a bucket of cold water. There's no mattresses, humiliation, psychological terror that Israel forgot about us, and our government, don't care about us, and our family don't care about us. All the time, these sentences, of course, violence from time to time. One time they broke my ribs.
Was there medicine? Was there anything to help you recover from your wounds?
They gave me one painkiller for 1 day, and I've been in pain for 2 or 3 months. I couldn't breathe properly.
It sounds as though you're describing savages.
This is Hamas.
This is Hamas.
This is Hamas.
There are these old sayings that in order for you to live, you must die. So much of you died over 491 days, but you're a different person now.
Always been strong and always been optimistic and try to find solutions. And the minute they pushed me in the car, I knew I need to count minutes. I had in surviving mode, immediately separate my emotion from my mission to survive. I didn't care what I feel and how much it's hard for me.
They wanted to make you a slave. They wanted you to make them beholden. They wanted you groveling to them.
They could reach my body, but they couldn't reach my soul or my brain or what I'm thinking of. And our faith in God, they couldn't control that. So that's what I try to focus on, stay optimistic. And it was, for me, the only way to survive. And they said to us that there's Israelis in the streets fighting for us, and gave us lots of strength that our family and friends didn't forget us.
Talk about the men and women during the days of captivity that helped you survive.
One of them was Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. He was an amazing guy, American citizen, very intelligent, and he taught us this sentence of Nietzsche: anyone that has a why can bear any how. And it was very, very important for us. Unfortunately, he was murdered with other 5 fellow hostages, Israelis, in other tunnel.
Because so many people complain about struggles and strife in their lives, but you've had real struggle. You have and you endured. What is it you take from the struggle to better the life God has given you that you live today?
First of all, for me, it's very simple. I just wanted to live. It's very, very simple. It's not heroic, and it's not anything like that. And I just wanted to see my wife and my daughters and my mother and my brothers and sisters. That's it. For me today, you know, after you have something extreme like that in life, you learn how to appreciate all the basic things in life. For 491 days, you don't think about if you have small house or big house, and if you have regular car or Mercedes. You don't care about how much you have in your bank account. You just want 5 more minutes with your wife, with your children, with your family, with your friends. That's what is really important in life. It's priceless, just to be able to choose every day what to do and how much to eat and when to drink and when to take a shower. And if it will be with hot water or cold water. Freedom, it's priceless.
Appreciate your book. I appreciate your courage, your strength, holding on to your faith, and I really appreciate your taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Sit down
Thank you
with
for
us.
having me.
No, it is my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Which is so fascinating about this story here. Ohad and Roz bin Ami kidnapped together.
She knew that I was kidnapped.
But you didn't know she was kidnapped?
Yes. After 1 week, they connected us in captivity.
After you were reunited, you were set free.
Yeah, it was like after 50 days, we were hugging, I was crying. He told me that Ohad will be killed in Gaza.
You thought you'd be killed.
I was afraid that they will lynch me.
What's the most horrible thing you witnessed in captivity?
The commander called us, all the 6 of us. Choose, please, 3 that I'm going to shoot them in the head and 3 that I'm going to shoot them in the knee. Took the kalach and do like this, and now we need to choose who will die. And then they said, you and sit here, and you sit here. You are going to be killed and you are going to be wounded. And then he told us, okay, tell me why I don't need to shoot you. After about 2 hours, we'll go back to the tunnels and he won't shoot anybody. It was after 450 days in captivity that we are in the dark, in no food, they starve us. And then they do this to ruin us mentally, not only physically.
How were you treated as a lady?
And they disrespect me, I can say. I ask for medicine and they start to shout at me, first in English, then in Arabic.
Like a dog.
Like a dog, disrespected.
When did you realize that your daughters were okay?
Only when we came back home.
Oh, you did not know?
No, we didn't know.
No idea.
No.
And you didn't know from the
No,
point?
no,
You didn't know whether they were alive or not?
no.
I didn't want to think about it. You know, when I was in captivity and they started, I was listening to the radio. And after 3 days, I heard that in my kibbutz, Be'eri, there was 100 people killed. So I decided I won't listen to the radio anymore because I didn't want to understand from the radio that my daughter are killed. I won't survive if I heard that my daughter are dead. And only when we came out, I understand that they are alive. It was like giving birth again.
What did the marriage become after you both were released? Were you different people after the release?
We learned to appreciate life in captivity.
Yes. I was in the tunnels, so I have a lot of time to think. All I ask from God, I want to be a better husband, a better father, a better son, a better brother, a better man, a better person. So every day I was praying to God, please give me a second chance to fix. And now he gave me the second chance. I was before a workaholic. So now my first priority is for the family, is for my wife, is for my daughter, brother, my mom, my friends. So yeah, it changed the priority of things.
And the marriage is better. Wow.
Wow, it's much more better.
This is a very deep question here. Don't take it the wrong way. You don't have to answer it. When you were finally released and back together, what was the intimacy like in the relationship?
I will answer. On the start, until his friend came out, we didn't feel the relationship so much.
I was free, and we were still down there in the tunnels. suffering, and I couldn't get back to life. I start fighting to get them home. אני אוהד בן עמי, הייתי 491 יום בשבי חמאס, שלי עדיין שם. המצב שלהם פשוט על הקשקש, בסכנת חיים. אני החלטתי שאני מקים מאהל, לשבת מול ביתו של שר הביטחון. After 8 months, they released. You know, I was eating and drinking, but I don't have taste, like in the COVID. They come back 1 month ago. Suddenly I told to my wife, wow, there is taste of coffee, and yeah.
So they're back home.
It started blooming.
Like a flower.
Like a flower.
Like a flower,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Marriage was always good, but after Oad came, it was different. It's like starting all over again. It's like a new marriage.
We are now in honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
Actually, we did it. We married again in Miami.
1 week ago.
1 week ago, you married
Yeah,
again.
we remarried.
And now every morning I ask when we get up, it's a good morning and how are you? And it's a smile. We are so happy to get up in the morning
You know,
together.
the reason I asked you about the intimacy, because I can sense the intimacy and the love between you. As if you're kids again. You've fallen in love all over again.
Yes.
I love him so much.
I tell you something, the love between us.
Oh,
And
it's so obvious. It's so
it's
wonderful.
like something new, like we
It is
just
new.
met.
I can't
Like we
hide
just
it.
met.
Okay, I mean, it's all over you. So you know, the beauty of this, even through tragedy and through struggle and through the unknown, you can find your better self. You can
Yeah,
find
sure.
your better angel.
Sure.
And while you would not wish this upon anyone, you found something to grow as a result of it.
Yes. Yes.
We are so happy to be together, that we are both alive, and it's a different life, I can say.
We don't think of the past, we think of the future.
Yes.
And you can see the link right here on the screen where you can give, and I encourage you to support. This is a story for marriage, and that's what it's about family and marriage, and continue to grow through this struggle, not because of, but in spite of. So we encourage you to give today.
You love me?
Yeah, very much.
And thank you. I'm Armstrong Williams.
אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Throughout the past 2 years, myself as well as many other people have been fighting to get our hostages home. But today, I think about L'chaim, Gulay.
חיכיתי והאמנתי שתשוב. והנה אתה כאן, אהוב שלי. חזרת הביתה, חזרת אליי, אל הבנות, אל החיים שלנו.
It's just amazing. You find out who you are in times of tragedy and in times of crisis. Anir Shapira, during the Nova Music Festival, he was taking cover right in this shelter where Hamas militants tossed grenades. 4, 5, 6, 7, tossing out grenades. And then on the 8th grenade blew up in his hand and he died. 18 people were in here. What a hero. What a story. 7 of them survived as a result of his courage, his bravery, his presence of a mind, and willingness to sacrifice his greatest gift, life itself, to save others. Not only is he a hero in America, in Israel, but he's a hero around the world. It tells us that one person with courage and strength is the difference between life and death. I'm Armstrong Williams. You know, before Hero and Nova was attached to your family name, who were you as a family?
I'm so happy that you asked this question as the first question, because we always say that Anir is not only the half hour of his life, and the Nova and the shelter and the grenades, it's not who he is, and it's not who we are. Our story is much bigger than what happened over there. And I think we're just a regular family. We have 7 kids. Anir is the eldest. He has 5 sisters and 1 brother. You know, we educate our kids to principles and values and doing good.
When he was small, if he felt something wasn't right, he always had the capacity.
Yeah, of course. He always said what he believed in. He never kept silent. When he thought that something should be different, he would always say, and I would always listen, and we would always talk about it.
As a father, what was it about his character that when you looked at yourself in the mirror, it was a mirror of you?
Nothing. I mean, I can be jealous of him in many aspects. I mean, he was a kind of a leader. Somebody who bullied somebody in his school, so he always protected the weak. He followed the values and followed the principles that he believed. And for him, it was, he gave everything for that. So in this aspect, I'm just saying I'm jealous of him.
We like to sort of frame this as a story about the many Jews that lost their lives on October 7th, 2023. But it's so much more than that, as it is so much more to who they are as a family.
Exactly. And I think that day, it was like evil against goodness. It was so clear, crystal clear, that people came in order to kill, and they didn't care who is that people that they are killing. And people came on the other side, people were in the party, celebrating love and peace and, you know, music and goodness. And it's like a clash of values. And I think for Anir, when he decided to stand up and protect and actually give his life in order to save others, he didn't care who is standing behind him. If it's Jews or Muslims or Christians, he didn't know. He didn't know the people. All the others, he knew only that there are people there, and he wanted to save them. And I think, you know, it's very like him to save people as people, to look at person as a person and not judge him as a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim or man or woman. He didn't care. It's people, and I have to save them, and I have to do whatever I can in order to help them. So that's the way he lived, and that's the way he decided to actually end his life.
Is a parent ever prepared for that?
No.
No matter what was saved?
No, we are never prepared, and I don't accept it yet, although 2 years have passed. I'll tell you why I said is and not was. Because in many ways, I think Anir is still living. His impact is huge. I can't even start, not only as a hero, we didn't even start talking about his personality as a musician, as an artist, such a creative man who expressed his values and his ideas through music, songs, through his art, is inspiring so many people, not only here in Israel, but throughout the world. And we see his impact is huge and it's growing. And I think in that way, he's still living.
אף פעם לא עשיתי דואט עם מישהו מת, ואם להגיד לך את האמת, הנר, אני לא בטוח שזה היה לי חסר, אבל אלוהים ככה אומרים רוצה את הטובים ביותר אצלו, במקום בינינו פה, ואם כל זה נכון, אז ברור שמקומך איתו, בחייך לא הכרנו ואני רק עכשיו נחשף, יש לך אוהבים, הנה עוד אחד נוסף, הנה עוד אחד.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, when the sirens started in Jerusalem, we understood that something is going on, but it was Saturday and we are religious and when we don't talk on the phone on Saturday. So I couldn't call him. But then I said, okay, that's a special event. We are in a war, I don't know. So I should call him anyways. So
you broke the tradition.
I broke, yeah, because I said it's a, you know, it's an exception.
Yes.
So I called him. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. And his phone was closed. 11 o'clock, his girlfriend called me, and she said, did you talk with Aner? She said, I'm very worried because what happened in the party. I said, what happened in the party? I didn't know. I didn't know anything. She said, you know that the terrorist entered the party. And that minute, I understood.
You knew?
At 8:25 or 30 in the morning, he was already not with us. On Monday, we got the first phone call of one of the survivors, and she said, your son is a hero. Your son took command and managed everything. I'm alive thanks to your son. And we didn't understand what she's talking about. On Tuesday, we got another phone call from another survivor, told us the whole story of the grenades, and Thursday night, the army knocked on the door, 2 officers, and they told us.
What does it do for Neil's brothers and sisters and his parents? How do you help a nation heal? What are the lessons? How do you make sense and find your sanity in all this?
I think that what we saw on the 7th of October by Aner and others, we saw the strength of the Israeli society. We saw the values that it stands for. I'm saying always that Aner, when he confronted the terrorists, I mean, there were 20 terrorists attacking the shelter.
Remember, your son stood in the doorway and calmed people, telling them that the army would come. Yeah. He gave them encouragement. He gave them hope.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he stood only with values. He had nothing. He was barehanded.
It's amazing.
He was
sandals and t-shirt.
Sandals, t-shirt, and 20 terrorists for half an hour were trying to conquer this shelter. And what stood in front of them, a young guy with values. Values against weapons. This is the story of Israel.
This is almost like a biblical story.
That's what Moshe says all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yes, it is. It is. I can feel it.
Us as a family with Aner, and us as a nation here in Israel, or even the Jewish nation maybe, we know how to remember. We know how to cherish the past in order to have future. We will not focus only on that horrible day. We will not even focus only on his heroic deeds. We insist on remembering his 22 and a half years, and that's the reason that we can go forward and look to the future.
I'm comparing it always to the light of the stars. You know, when we're navigating in the sea, so the stars show you the way, but you know that most of the stars that you see, they don't exist. They're already millions of years ago. They collapsed into themselves, but their light still exists. And you can navigate according to the light of the stars. There are people like that their light keeps on going, even if they're not with us.
You know, I believe this as a man of faith. God doesn't take anything from us that he doesn't replace it with. He gives you something that you never had before. What is that?
I don't know. I'm looking for it all the time. I think it's my job and our job.
But you've thought about this?
Yeah,
yes,
all the time.
I can tell. Your personal faith.
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell.
So I think what I can conclude with that, with what Moshe said at the funeral, that Aner took a moment of faith and turned it into a moment of destiny. He was standing there and he said, this is my moment of faith, I will make it to a moment of destiny and I will save people. And I'm asking myself every day, now it's my fate that Aner is not here, and the 7th of October and everything, what is my destiny? And I'm working on my destiny all the time in order to make goodness out of it. So that's why we founded the Aner Shapira Foundation, to build bridges and connections between people through music, through creativity. And I think for now, this is my destiny.
I think about the spirit that fills the space now. You know, you think about, especially as we in the most holiest of days, but you said your son has been added to that constellation. He lights the way for others. And, you know, you still have your other children.
That's so smart and so right. And we always say that we have to look at the bigger picture.
Yes.
The bigger picture is the 22 and a half years of Aner, and not only the last hour, and our 7 kids, the 6 that are still alive.
And because of your son's sacrifice, their lives will be better. You just cannot see the unknown. There's so many things we cannot see. As painful as it is, there has to be something greater, a greater good, as a result of your making the sacrifice. I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed. I'm just so touched and moved by your story. I must tell you, it's the most emotional, actually. I had to sort of grip myself and not get into the
Thank you.
emotion. But your grace and your humility, is so striking to me. But always remember, as well as he taketh away, he giveth. And your life is just really beginning to see the many things that will result for your family generations to come as a result of your son's near sacrifice. I appreciate your sitting down with us on Armstrong Williams Show, and we will definitely keep you and all Israelis in our prayers. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים, שנאת אחים.
Your son was a soldier.
Was a soldier.
and he died, defended this country. Leon Freeman is joining us. This is a picture of your son, and you wear it to keep him close to your heart, right? Which means he's in your heart. Talk about that loss of your son.
When something very bad happened, you are telling yourself a story in order to wake up from the tragedy. And the story that I'm telling to myself that Shachar came to this world for 21 years. And everything that happens and everything that he wrote for us before he died makes sense. If he wasn't in that war, he would have died in different way. So for me, his death in that war as a hero is a little bit of a comfort.
What were in his writing?
He was a child that didn't write in his notebook in his high school more than 2 pages. But when the war started, he started to write. It was 3 weeks after the war began. We met him in the Gaza envelope. He said, in a few days I'm going into Gaza and I want us to hug and be together. And
he knew.
He didn't know, but his soul knew. Because in the same day that we met and hugged, he wrote an agenda to the world that starts with the world, be good people, and ends, the world will be a better place. So if you will be good people, the world would be a better place. I thought to myself, where did this come from? Because he saw all the horrible things in the 7th and the people that were burned and all the horrible thing that a person can see. And instead of writing, I'm furious, I will revenge, he just wrote to himself, be good people. And he didn't say be a good person, He said be good people, in plural, okay? Because if you're a good person, it's nice, but if you are good people, you will bring a lot of light to that world.
And the light came on.
Okay.
Wow. Light. She mentions light, and it just starts moving.
Shachar, the meaning of Shachar is dawn.
That was crazy. She mentions the light, and then there's light.
When I saw this at first, I realized that I have a torch in my hand to make the world a better place on his behalf. And instead of, to fall into a dark place, to spread his light. And when I'm speaking about him or telling his story or his agenda to the world, I feel that he's still here.
So let me peel back the onion. What is it that you feel deeply that you refuse to accept?
That he went inside the building to help other people. They heard about hostages that are inside El-Quds hospital. He and his commander, Jamal Abbas, a Druze commander, went into that building to help other people. And then they fought for 3 hours, and one of them remained alive and killed them. And sometimes I'm thinking to myself, maybe he shouldn't need to go inside. But then remember all his life he lived in order to help other people. In order to shove the darkness away, you need to turn on a lot of light in the world. I'm thinking about me, my family, the people I love, the nation of Israel. And we are trying to do a lot of good things to turn on a lot of light in the world. And then the light will take away the darkness.
You've really made peace with your son's death. How is that possible?
I'm not sure I did it. I'm not sure. My husband always tell me, when you will realize that Shachar died, and I said, okay, I know he died.
Of course, you acknowledge that.
I promised him, when we buried him, that we will live in his light and not in his shadow. And he also wrote us in his will, I'm going to the war, so you can live your life in peace.
Remind Americans what you're fighting here.
We are fighting for the world to be a better place and to be a safe place. I feel that the bad became good and the good became bad. Something is mixed. I'm sure that the good days will come. It will take time, as Shachar wrote, okay? It will slowly form, that will create a better world. It takes time. He understood that. It won't happen immediately. But then at the end, create a better world. And I believe that.
Liat Friedman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Since the beginning of time, man is killed, man has suffered. Esther, Marcus, you do something today called therapy. What did they do in the old days when they didn't have someone like you?
From our perspective, men have suffered, men have lost, but men have survived. And for us, that's even the DNA of the Jewish people. That's our whole story, that's our whole history. We call it now today therapy, but it's not just therapy. We call ourselves a resilience center. We don't call ourselves a trauma center. The focus is on what abilities you have to push through. And we all are born with different abilities. Our work is to help people identify what helps them get through everything and also learn new techniques and new methods, how to process what they've been through.
When we were planning the trip here, people were questioning our sanity. And I said to them, I had such peace. And my first time here, I felt a feeling, I felt a spirit that I'd never felt before. This is the place I can go where you would expect to feel stress, but I feel the most peace, the most in harmony.
Even now, when I walk in my kibbutz, it's surreal that it is beautiful and it's peaceful and you hear the birds, and it's incredible to recognize the fact that terrorists came in and they massacred 22 foreign workers in our kibbutz, kidnapped Bipin Joshi. It's crazy to think that that happened. It isn't normal. I myself lost my husband also because of the 7th of October. He died from a massive heart attack. I've been recognized as a war widow, yes.
What do you think was the impetus of the heart attack?
It's dying of a broken heart. When we were in our safe room on the 7th of October, he was on the phone to these foreign workers, his friends, and they were telling him the terrorists are here, what do I do? And then he saw their bodies the next day and his heart just broke. Even then, and with all our loss and everything that we suffer, it's about pushing through.
Nature does not discriminate, nor does animals.
But nature does survive. When there's a crack in the wall, the plant will come through. And I have to say, that's what we work in.
Give us some examples of the triumph of your work.
Some children wouldn't even leave the house because the fear of maybe a terrorist can come in again. They move away from their parents. Like they have no trust. They're so insecure. Wow. So a lot of the work that we do is to rebuild that element of trust. And then they have guilt from even imagining that maybe something would happen to their dad. Like it's about owning their narrative as well.
You just said something here. We like to focus on those who lost their lives and who've been traumatized, but everyday people who live here are equally traumatized. So by the grace of God goes I. So living here, you have to deal with the burden that it could happen again.
Absolutely. But we can turn things around, and that's what we talk about here. It's all about turning it around. We saw so much evil on that day. It was just horrific, and we have to counterbalance that evil with good.
We interviewed the hostages, the families, and some this week, there were survivors who said, I knew I was going to live. It didn't matter what I was going to live. I was not going to allow them to mentally break me down. I knew I was going home, even though when I was released, I found out that my wife and my kid was dead. I'm still living again. I'm dating again. What is it in those people? You know, there's this extraordinary. What separates that little extra from the ordinary?
The hostages who were kidnapped, they're everyday farmers, students. I was going to say they're you and me. Something unbelievable and awful happened to them, and it tested them. They push through. But I think that people have tests all the time, really, because every day you see what's going on around the world. Are you involved? Are you a part of it? Are you good to your neighbor? We all have something inside of us that says, you know what, question who you are, what you do, question what information you're getting from TV, question the newspapers, and figure out for yourself what is the right way to live. And at the end of the day, we can educate our children in a way that will make them take more responsibility for our planet, take more responsibility for our communities. We do workshops with parents and children together. It's about understanding how to talk to my child. And I actually wrote a children's book as well about the story of the alarm to help children internalize and understand. Here, the alarm that we hear is color red. And in the story, all the colors of the rainbow come together and they tell what they've done throughout the year. And when I work with children, they identify things with that color, and at the same time they're identifying what they have inside of them, what their strengths are. But when we get to the turn of color red, nobody wants to hear the word color red because they know that means there's going to be a rocket attack. And then the other colors help color red understand that actually they're not scared of the color red, they're scared of the rockets. And it's really important to identify what your fear is, what you're scared of. And I'm sure the hostages, where they were, they must have kept identifying what they were scared of, but also what can help you and what can get you to push it through. And color red understands that his role, his job, is when you hear color red, you can run to safety and you can protect yourself. And so it empowers the color, and then again we help children and families and people to understand, what's my role, what's my job? Is my job to be a good dad? Is my job to go out and milk the cows, as Stevie used to do? Is my job to come to Israel and interview people and get a different angle on the story? What do I have to do? Why am I here? What does God want from me? And at the end of the book, we have that rainbow where all the colors come together, which for me connected up with the story of Noah, where God had said, oh, forget it, I'm going to destroy this world, and said, no, you know what? I'm going to give him another chance. And here's that other chance, and the world isn't being destroyed, and we have to decide how we're going to make it as it should be.
Thank you. I'm Armstrong.